Hello YouTube, this is Dan on the garage. Today we'll be having a quick look at a perfect Suitor solar charge controller. So I've purchased this unit off Aliexpress. The reason I've chosen this unit, I've got a number of different units I'm testing and trialing, is that this one has got current display on the load as well as the PV. So input current, output current. And the reason I know about this is that I found the instruction manual for it before I bought this unit. So it comes with a little grey box, nothing spectacular. This is called a Perfect Suitor Solar Charge Controller. You can run off 12 volts or 24 volts. It's got an LCD display. So you go. This is a sticker. This is a sticker that came from AliExpress. It's got an MPPT charge controller. I don't think it's MPP charge controller, don't get fooled. It's purely PWM charge controller. For that price, this is a 30 amp unit, and I've paid around $30 odd Australian. For that price, you can't get an MPPT charge controller. One thing that I'm confirming on the box is got amp hour display or symbol. So it's something that I'll be keenly looking for. And this is the actual model number. PVSC 30 amps, voltage 12 or 24, current 30 amps, max PV voltage 50 volts. I'll be running this off today of 60 watt panel. And just flick into the manual, the thing I want to show you here is the display sequence. So it goes through the battery, 12.6 volt in an example, then PV 12.7. Then it shows you the load current of 30 amps. That's quite a large load current. PV current 30 amps, and a temperature of the battery. And it says you can actually press the back button to cycle through that. On the next page, let's click the next page. We have the menu button that shows you the battery voltage, the PV amp hour, which is accumulated charging power. Next one here is accumulated discharging power. Goes into float voltage, load reconnect voltage, load disconnect voltage, load mode, load rationing, and system voltage select. It's got again a few little things about accumulated charging power, amp hours, and accumulated discharging power, amp hours. All these measurements on the amp hour imply that you've got a current measuring capability of the unit. So when I actually tracked this manual down before I bought it, I said, yeah, you beauty, we've got it all that I wanted. So I went in and purchased the unit, and about a couple of weeks later it arrived from China. So let me show you how this is set up, and I'll run you through a couple of things that I found they were not quite right with this unit. So stay tuned. Alright YouTube, I'm back with the unit, fully connected. So this is the unit. It's a quite nice looking unit. It's got a mounting screws on the side. It's got a straight DC output plugs. It's got a USB connectors, which are 2.4 amps. It's got a nice sort of set of terminals, quite decent size for such a small unit. The back of it, it's got a aluminium heatsink, and 4 screws holding it. At the moment, the setup that I've got with it is I've got a 12 volt, 12 amp hour AGM dip cycle battery. At the moment, the battery is a 12.34 volt, so it's quite a full battery. We've got the meter connected, so you can see the batteries connected to the battery terminal. We've got a solar cable running through here. I've got a little switch here that allows me to control the input of the solar. At the moment, using my watt meter, you can see my panel. I'll show you in a sec. Here you go. That's my panel outside. That panel is, through the switch, is not connected, so it shows me open voltage of 19.9 volts. 0 amp, 0 watts, so nothing's going into the charge controller. I've also got a load connected. This is my really sort of simple small DC to AC inverter, and that's connected to my Ryobi battery charger. At the moment it's in the off position. So with everything off, I'll show you the current display. So what we were displaying now is the battery voltage of 12.3, which is pretty close. Battery temperature 31, which is in fact not a battery temperature at all, but it's the temperature of the sensor inside. And that's about it. So there's the two displays at the moment. So let's connect it all. So let's put on the power. So that's on. You can see the battery started to draw 2.3 amps. The voltage has dropped to the battery, and we're pulling 30 watts off the panel. Let's have a look at the display change. So you've got a PV voltage, battery voltage. Let's wait till it cycles again. The battery temperature. Did you notice something missing? Where is my current? This unit does not display current information. So be careful. If you buy this unit, this is a 30 amp perfect Suitor. It does not display current, despite what the manual says. There's no way it calculates discharge power or anything like that that uses current, because it simply does not have any current measuring capability. To prove that to you, again, let's power on my little inverter. It's a soft start. You can see my battery started to charge. So at the moment there's a load being pulled out from the battery. But what do we see here? Still battery voltage, battery temperature, and PV voltage. There's nothing about the current. Itself, the unit is pretty straightforward, so it's got quite a decent features. So this is your current 13.8. That's gonna be your, I'm not sure exactly. So this is your load reconnect. This is your load disconnect. The good thing about this unit is that you can set that much higher than the other units. The by default it's 10.6. I mean 10.6, you're pretty much killing your battery. Even this 11.5, that should really be close to about 12 volts. Like 11.6, 11.7, which is a 50% discharge. So let's go back in here. We've got 12.6 load reconnect, load disconnect, 24-hour operation of the load, battery ULO, and the current voltage. So as you can see, there's nothing in it that displays the current. So I've been duped. So I'm going to raise a dispute with the seller about this, because yeah, I mean, I'll show you again. You can clearly see the current, 3 amps, 30 amps in this case, off the load, and the current that's coming off PV. At the moment, I mean, it's a bit cloudy now, but you can still see we're pulling 0.2 amps. It's got nothing that will indicate that you can actually display current. So that's it. So if you ever buy a perfect Suitor, just be careful with that. Don't get 30 amps version, because you will not measure the current for you. Anyway, till next review. You can see there's a couple of different controllers at the back. I'll post a quick review on the others shortly. Thanks YouTube, till next time.